Welcome back, West Michigan. You are watching Alive and Well. I'm Lynda Balkema, and we are outside the Muskegon Community Health Project. And with me is Dr. Kim Fenbert, and she's also a nurse practitioner with Grand Valley. And we have been talking about little Matthew Shank and the upcoming fundraiser for Matthew and about ITP. So tell me about ITP.
Well, ITP, if we break it down, is idiopathic thrombocytopenia purpura. Idiopathic means the cause is unknown. Thrombocytopenia means that there is a decreased number of platelets in the blood. And purpura is the purplish colored discolorations that can come out on the skin. And the shortened name that we call it is ITP. In Matthew's case, he has a decreased number of platelets in his blood, which means that he is at risk for easy bleeding. And with that easy bleeding, he can have bleeding of the gums, bleeding internally, and easy bruising.
It's a concern. Well, I mean, it's a very scary thing, and his mother, Dawn, filled us in a lot about this. She's really learned a lot very quickly about this disease. It's an autoimmune disorder, correct?
Yes, it is. That means his own body is actually attacking and killing off these platelets.
Okay. Now, how many cases do you see of this? Have you treated others with ITP?
I have seen a couple other ones. His is the worst that I've ever seen before. And usually this attacks about 3 to 8 kids per 100,000 kids under age 15 in the United States.
Okay, and I read somewhere it's more common with girls. Is that true or not?
That is also what I have read.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it isn't something to be completely scared of or worry about. We don't want parents freaking out about this, but it's something that you should watch for and not be afraid to go to your physician. That's what Dawn shared with me. It was so nice that she had this great relationship with you, and she wasn't afraid to discuss this and how you did your research and have helped them so much. What are some signs? Tell our viewers what they should look for.
Signs that actually what Dawn had seen, she had seen abnormal bruising, and that was one thing that she was very concerned about. She saw these extra bruises that she had not seen before, and she was worried that maybe I would think or other people would think that something was happening to her child, like some,
like abuse. Or
abuse.
That is a concern.
Exactly. Yes. And after looking at Matthew, I could see that this was not from abuse. There was something else going on, and with that we got blood work, and looking at the blood work I could see that he had an extreme low platelet count, which was very concerning, and that's when we sent him for more blood work and eventually sent him to DeVos Children's Hospital, and that's where treatment began. And the other thing I want parents to know too, this is not something catchy. Other children cannot catch this. So it's not something you should be worried that any other child is going to catch.
Because Matthew can continue to go to school as long as he's feeling well and try to live as normal as possible life. And another child is not going to catch this. It's not contagious. Right. Even though they do not know the cause, it's not contagious. Now, I also read that quite often it follows an illness. Is that true? He didn't have an illness, I don't think, that they...
Not that they know of for sure, but it often does come after a viral illness. So it could be after chickenpox or maybe a cold, so they don't really know. That's what that idiopathic thing means, exactly. So we don't know for sure exactly what started this with Matthew.
Now there's chronic and acute, and in Matthew's case, quite often children get this. We've talked about this, and sometimes it'll go away on its own in 6 months, but in his case that is not happening, correct?
No, his has been going on for longer than that, so he is actually in the chronic stage. Usually with some kids this only lasts for a few weeks to a few months, and with some kids, depending on how low their platelet count goes, it can just be watched and there doesn't have to be any treatment. It just can be followed by their provider. But in Matthew's case, he's been needing to have treatments. Some treatments that we do are doing steroids, and also another treatment is called IV gamma globulin. And both those treatments cause the body to stop destroying those platelets that the body needs to help prevent the body from bleeding. And in Matthew's case, those treatments aren't helping at this point.
Non-responsive. And so, was there also some chemotherapy? That's an option of treatment?
Chemotherapy is another option. There are other medications that he can have. Another option, which is one that is kind of like a last resort, is called a splenectomy, where they actually remove the spleen. But the spleen is needed for maintaining antibodies, which are very important for preventing illnesses, preventing infection. So you take away the spleen, and then you have a chance of not preventing infection. And so especially for children who are so prone to infection at early ages, you don't want to take away the spleen.
Right. He's young yet, so if you did remove the spleen, then there's that concern all through his adulthood about what can he pick up and can he fight it off. And that I can understand that's a concern. Let's hope that doesn't happen for Matthew. Let's hope that he makes a sudden turnaround or something happens, because sometimes that does happen, correct? There's hope for that.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, Dawn's such a strong person of faith. Her family and her church community has so much faith. And, you know, if you're a person of faith, pray for little Matthew. And please come out and join everyone at that fundraiser. And you've helped with that a bit too, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Yeah, that's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's great. They're going to have a wonderful fundraiser. It is August 19th. So
Yes.
anything you can tell me about that fundraiser?
The fundraiser is going to be at First Lutheran Church on Whitehall Road. It is going to be from 11 a.m. till 4 p.m. We're going to have a spaghetti dinner. We have a lot of fun things for the kids. We have a clown. We're having face painting, cotton candy. So please come out with your families, kids. Have a great time. We're going to have 50-50 raffles, silent auctions, and anything you can do to help the family is going to really help them out a lot, and they will really appreciate your help and support.
Thank you. That's great. That's great. And were you also part of setting up that fund at Huntington Bank, I believe?
Yes, I was. There is a fund at Huntington Bank for anybody who would like to contribute. And you can go to any Huntington Bank that you want to, and they will help you out from there. So
just say that you want to donate. Is it the Matthew Shank Fund?
Yes, the Matthew Shank Benefit Fund.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. You've been very informative, and I love that you've been so helpful to the family, and they think the world of you. And it's just been a touching experience, but good to see that we've got good doctors like you in the community that can help. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching West Michigan. If you would like to make a donation to benefit Matthew Shank, who is battling with ITP, you can do so. He has a bank account that has been set up at Huntington Bank under Matthew Shank Benefit Fund. If anyone would like to donate, you may do so with the EIN number 35244-86677, and we will have that running across the bottom of our screen. If you have any other questions or would like to contribute to the benefit, please contact Kim Fenbert at 616-414-5040. That is Dr. Kim Fenbert, 616-414-5040. Thank you.